Okay, maybe not everybody. We get sick of it from time to time. Yes?
Well, speaking of Orange, are there any other shows that you've directed or been part of that are just harder on the, like a subject matter?
Probably nothing quite like that. And it depends on the subject matter as well. I had to direct, that sounds like I was forced into it. I had to direct the second season of a show called Freezing. Yes! And those of you who don't know about Freezing, there are breasts plenty everywhere in that show. Now the thing is, it's not a particularly sexual show. It plays like a soap opera. Now, I know, all of you are going, how does that work? It doesn't. It doesn't work very well, in my opinion. But it's a lot of times I say this to people. Our job is to dub, right? We don't always get to choose what we dub. That is not always up to us. And there is such a thing as bad shows. And if we get bad shows, it's our job to do a good dub of a bad show. And so as long as I've done that, I'm pretty happy. But there's that one. There's a show I guess I can talk about because it's on the broadcast dubs. Love Tyrant is the name of the show, or the Japanese name, The Very Lovely Tyrant of Love. But it's a very fast-paced show, so it's difficult for that reason. Now again, perfect cast, but it's got Jade Saxton and Austin Tyndall, Felicia Angel, Monica's in it, Amberly Connors is in it, and they all do a great job in the show. But it's so fast-paced. You know, it's like, oh, here's a joke, oh, here's a gag, oh, here's another joke, here's a gag. And it feels, you know, you'll get through one episode will have like 400 something cues to it, just because of all the stuff going on. So, you know, different shows, difficult for different reasons. But I don't think I've done anything quite as heavy as Orange. Emotionally, I guess I should say. Back here, sir.
Since you told us that you don't really get to watch a whole lot of kind of like given the nature of your job, and like even with the shows that you yourself take part in, oftentimes you only watch the scenes that include your specific character, which makes me wonder: have you ever actually watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
The whole thing? I don't think I have. No. But again, that would be a matter of me going and recording anime all day, a lot of times having to take work home at night to do reviews or whatnot, take a lot of notes, and I mean, surely I'm not expected at that point to put in more anime and be like, oh, it's only 10 o'clock at night, I've got at least a couple hours left in me. Let's watch some more anime, but only the things I've been in. That would be really weird. I still sound weird to myself. And if you ever get to record anything, you will sound weird to yourself too. But I never really have gotten quite used to it. I deal with it a lot better now because I've been doing it for a long time. But every time I hear myself recorded, I'm like, oh, I thought that sounded so much better in my head. We almost done?
This is the last question.
Last question.
More hands went up. That's not how this works.
Well, you had something of value to say earlier, so I will give this one to you.
It's more about the Orange cast that you did. I didn't know you cast them. Really, they were amazing, all of them. What was the process of you like choosing them specifically? Especially Sarah, her laughter was amazing in the show. I don't know.
It was. Who does this character remind me of? And a lot of times that happens vocally. I asked Micah specifically because I was like, hey, there's this guy in the show, and I really can't think of anybody else but you to play it. Are you interested? And he's like, heck yeah, I'm interested. Sarah just fit the personality so well.
So
There are times you can flip back and forth between the Japanese and the English, and you'll go, man, you could almost swear that it's the same person, you know. Jeannie, I think that was one of the first times I ever worked with Jeannie, but I had used her in the sort of tough girl capacity before, and I thought she was great for that. Actually, Liebricht was probably the only one that was a little bit different. Jason Liebricht as Sua. He was a little bit different, voice-wise, range-wise, but once you let him do his thing, you don't care anymore. You don't care that it doesn't sound like the Japanese. So he helped me out a lot on that because I was having trouble finding that guy. And then Dave Trosco. I had worked with Dave Trosco on Seraph of the End. And he was comically oriented in Seraph of the End, but I knew that he could be funnier than that. You know, I knew that he could play more comedic than that particular role. So I had him read for Hagita, and I was like, all right, well, that's the easiest thing I've ever done right there. Got the perfect cast for an easy show at this point, because again, Jamie wrote it. She's great at adapting scripts. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit back and you guys do what you do. And that's, you can't always do that, obviously, but anytime you can, it's like, all right, that's when you feel like a director. You don't feel like a director when you're going, no, slow it down and stop making it a question. That never makes you feel like a director. What makes you feel like a director is, I feel like I have the perfect cast. I've only had that a couple times, but that was definitely one of them.
Good job, thank you.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jewell.